Yo, what is going on, guys? It's Coleum, and we are back on Battlefield 2042. I haven't played this game in a while, and the reason we're hopping on this game is because we have a ton of Battlefield 6 news to go over, and I didn't have any Battlefield 6 gameplay, so we're playing this somewhat. I'm just kidding, chat. It's just a terrible game, but we're gonna be playing it anyway. I hate this map. It's just a big open field of nothingness. But Battlefield 6 is rapidly approaching, and we have a bunch of new information to go over. There was a playtest that recently happened, so we did get a bunch of new details, and the first thing I want to talk about is the aim assist in the game. So some new information that we got about aim assist is they're resuming snap zoom. And basically what that is if you're aiming down your sight, it'll like snap onto the enemy, so you don't like really have to like track onto the enemy, I guess. I think that's what it is. That's my understanding of it. That's a piece of garbage. And if you guys remember from the beta, there was a setting to adjust the amount of snap zoom that your aim had, but apparently it didn't do anything. I think it was just like a leftover setting they had from Battlefield 2042. And I think that's a W change because in Call of Duty, aim assist is basically doing all the work for you nowadays. Like when you play Call of Duty, the game basically aims for you. It's kind of disgusting how easy it is and how easily people hit you from so far away. And basically what one of the developers said is they want to humanize your aim. So it's kind of like Fortnite. They have the same design philosophy as Fortnite. I believe that's a quote that Fortnite used as well. So maybe one day Call of Duty will follow suit, but it's highly unlikely at this point. And in Battlefield 6, there will also be no rotational aim assist. Now, if you guys don't know what rotational aim assist is, or you're unaware of the term, it basically means your aim is assisted when you move left to right, or when you strafe. Call of Duty has heavy rotational aim assist. So say I was aiming at this guy, oh, he died. But if I was aiming at this guy, my aim would like slow down and grab him. And that's by using your left stick to move back and forth. But in Battlefield 6, there's not gonna be any rotational aim assist. It's all gonna be based off of what your right stick does, which is the stick you actually use to aim your gun. So a little secret there, if you guys are looking to improve your aim in Call of Duty, make sure you abuse rotational aim assist. That makes you aim way better. Along with that, they also said they wanted their aim assist to be capsule oriented. Now, I'm not entirely sure what that means. I'm pretty sure that means the aim assist is only going to activate when you're actually on somebody's like character model. Now, if you guys don't know, in Call of Duty, there's a little box around your character model, and that's where, like, the aim assist comes in. It's like a bubble in Call of Duty. So even if you're, like, not directly on your target, the aim will slow down in Call of Duty, but I think in Battlefield 6, they're trying to make your aim only slow down if you're actually on the character model. Now, I could be completely wrong about that. Let me know down in the comments below. I'm not, like, an aim assist expert. I believe that's what they're trying to say, but I'm not 100% sure. But they said they were trying to get rid of triangles, squares, and boxes. So I took it as it's only going to slow you down if you actually go over the character model. And then one final thing about aim assist, they did say they were adding aim assist to vehicles now. Oh my god, I just got blown up. So this is the first Battlefield that will actually have aim assist in vehicles. All previous other Battlefield games didn't have any aim assist in like tanks, jets, planes, any of that. And the reason they're doing it is because people found it easier to switch to mouse and keyboard really fast when they got into a vehicle instead of keep using their controller. So I do think that'll help kind of balance things out, and it'll give people a reason to stay on their controller when they get in a vehicle. I also think that's gonna help add way more consistency to the game, so it won't feel way different when you hop into a vehicle. I know that's got to definitely feel weird when you hop into a vehicle and you go from having aim assist to not having any at all. And I honestly think that's a W change. Now, I think there's going to be a lot of mouse and keyboard players that aren't happy with that, but overall, I think that's a W change. Most people are probably going to be playing Battlefield on console anyways. I know in the interview, they did say they were designing Battlefield 6 for console. Like when they were actually making the game, they said they had console in mind in the forefront, and then they'll just port it over to PC, but it will still work great on PC either way. At least I hope. That has been a pretty bad trend in gaming these days now, especially with new releases like Borderlands. I've heard people say that game has been running atrociously on PC, and they have like 5090s and stuff, and it's just lagging, skipping frames and all that, and they're getting like 0 frames. So hopefully Battlefield 6 doesn't have that problem. It doesn't seem like they will, to be honest, because they said they wanted it to run smooth, and they have like a benchmark that they want it to run with maximum graphics at minimum 60 frames. We also did get some updates about crossplay. So crossplay is if you have crossplay on, you will play with all players, whether they're on PC, Xbox, PlayStation. If you have it on, you will be matched with all players. And originally in an interview, they said if you turned crossplay off on console that you would be matched with other console players only, but they had to retract that statement recently. So now apparently they're saying if you turn crossplay off on console, you will be matched match with whatever console you're on. So say if you're on Xbox and you turn crossplay off, you will only match with other Xbox players. And the same goes with PlayStation. If you turn crossplay off on PlayStation, you'll only match with other PlayStation players, which is kind of disappointing for the console community because who knows how long you'll be able to find players that actually have just like a PlayStation, or like when the game starts to die down, who knows how long it'll take to get a lobby if you have crossplay turned off. So that's kind of a bummer that it only matches with the system that you're on. But they did say if you have crossplay on and you're on console, it will prioritize matching you with other console players. So maybe that's going to be the move this year. And the final thing I want to go over is a few of the gameplay changes that have been made. How did that guy kill me? Now, these aren't all of the gameplay changes that have been made, but they were the most important ones that I thought would be worth mentioning. And the first change they made is they reduced auto spotting. Now, that is like the red diamond that shows up above people's heads. So apparently now this will be capped at like 20 to 25 meters, which will actually be a pretty good thing. I know a lot of people were complaining about that. It didn't really bother me. And then they also made some health regen changes. So in the beta, your health would regen after 5 seconds, and there would be a little gray bar in your health bar that would fill all the way up to max health. And then once that little gray bar filled up, then your actual health would instantly go up to the max health. Now, what they're gonna do now is after the 5 seconds is up, your health is just gonna start regenning automatically. So that gray bar will be filling up as soon as you start regenning instead of having to wait for it to get to the top of the health bar. That's like the best I can explain it. I'm sure if you go look at like some Battlefield 6 beta gameplay, you can go see like the effects and what I'm talking about. It's kind of hard to explain unless you actually see it in front of your face. So if you want like a better clarification, just go look at some gameplay and watch the health bars and see what it does. And then I know a lot of people are gonna love this, but they are reducing the sniper glints in Battlefield 6. Now I know that was a big issue for me. Those things were like blinding. They were like insane spotlights when people would aim down sight. It was insane. But they're reducing that, so they're gonna be a lot smaller, a lot less bright, and they're gonna be harder to see. Now, I saw some gameplay of what they look like now. They're not like insanely hard to see. You can still see them pretty well, but they're not just gonna be like over the top how they were in the beta, which I think is a W change, especially on Liberation Peak. That's like all you would see. It'd be like somebody just keep shining lights in your face. And then they're also nerfing that broken shotgun, the M47A1 or whatever it was called. That gun was absolutely insane in the beta. So what they're doing with that shotgun is they are reducing the pellet spread when you hip fire it and the pellet damage. I'm sure everybody that's watching this video has been just destroyed by that shotgun, especially because the assault class can run it as a secondary. It was super broken, so that's pretty good that they're fixing that. Hopefully they don't like nerf it into the ground that it's like terrible, but I do think it needed a little bit of a nerf, although it was super fun to use. Now when it comes to nerfing guns, I'm conflicted on whether they should nerf guns or not, because if you think about it, like when you play a game, the best memories you have are probably of when you were using a broken weapon. For example, in like Warzone, you probably remember using things like the Grau or the Kar 98 when it would headshot from like all serious ranges. So it's kind of a double-edged sword. It is fun to use, but it's not fun to be used against. I just got assassinated. I knew I heard somebody, but I couldn't find him. And the last gameplay change that I thought was worth mentioning is the mini-map. They are making some changes to the mini-map. I just got dome rocked. So in the beta, if you guys did notice and paid attention to your mini-map, if you went into a building, the mini-map would like zoom in super close so you could get a better look inside the building. And if you were outside, it would zoom out. And this was on by default in the beta. I don't even think there was a setting to change this. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't believe there was. So basically what they're doing is they are making that an option that you can enable and disable in the settings, which I think is a W change. Me personally, I don't want my minimap changing in size. I want to see what's going around outside of the building if I'm in a building and vice versa. I don't want my minimap zooming in super close, so I'm definitely going to be turning that setting off in the beta. And I think they said in the full release of the game, it's going to be off by default. So if you want it to do that and zoom in when you go inside of a building, you're probably going to have to go into your settings and change that. But overall, I'm pretty excited for Battlefield 6 to come out. I can't wait to play the campaign. I've never played a Battlefield campaign that I remember, at least. I don't think 2042 has a campaign. I think this was just a multiplayer game. But I know I'm one of those nerds that is excited for the campaign, even though most people aren't excited for like FPS campaigns like Call of Duty or Battlefield. They're mostly excited for multiplayer, but oh my God, I saw another one right at the last second. But I am pretty excited for that, I cannot lie. I saw a guy over here. Where did he go? Oh no, somebody sees me. Why is he shooting at me and not the guy right in front of him? I have been playing a little bit of Battlefield 2042, and I gotta be honest, it's quite nice not having to slide cancel everywhere you go. I think this game is gonna bring bring a good balance to the FPS genre. You'll have Call of Duty to play when you want to be like a crackhead, run around, and then you can play Battlefield 6 if you just want to like chill and slow things down, which will honestly be pretty sick. And hopefully this does bring some good changes to Call of Duty because they desperately need it. They have just been ripping us off for so long now. Now they finally have to pay the consequences. There's a guy back there on the hill. No, please. This guy's pushing. Yep. Oh my gosh, there were so many. I didn't know where to look. Let's put our plate on real quick. I hear him. There he is. I knew I heard him. Oh, he fried me, okay. But I have been playing a little bit of 2042, and I kind of like this small conquest mode. I'm not really a fan of big conquest because I don't really like vehicles. I understand that's a core part of Battlefield, but I'm definitely not a fan of that. But that is gonna do it for this video, guys. If you are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe and like the video. Comment all of your thoughts about the changes coming to Battlefield 6. Are you excited? And I will see you guys in the next video.